What is up, guys? We are here with the one and only Phillip Patrick. He's an expert from the company of Birch Gold. Talks a frequent guest on the War Room, talking about everything from macroeconomics to the financial system and the financial situation that our economy is in, and global markets and capital markets. So, Phillip, tell us a little about, you've done this partnership with Steve Bannon with the End of the Dollar Empire.
Yes.
Can you give us just kind of a brief overview, 30,000 foot, of what the End of the Dollar Empire is really all about?
So this is something that Steve himself is very passionate about. We are at a dangerous place at the moment. We have a world that is at the moment distancing from the US dollar. We have a president whose fiscal policies, I think, are creating a lot of issues for the country longer term. So for Steve, he's very big on education. So the End of the Dollar Empire series was really tracking back the history of the dollar from the creation of the Federal Reserve up until where we are today. The idea being, you know, if people understand the history, it makes action moving forward a lot easier. So it's all about educating people on how we got to the situation we are today.
Talking about educating people, especially on finance, people get a little bit intimidated by financial terminology and just by the idea of finance, and they think derivatives are so complicated in just the financial markets. What would you say to somebody who is not well versed in finance and economics is the right place to start, and how they should approach it to be educated on the financial situation that we're in right now?
It's a very good question. I think, look, making sure you get your news from the right sources. There's a reason I like to work with Steve. He's
right.
He's all about the truth. He gets experts on there that I think can, explain the current situation in a very digestible way. So I think, looking at your news sources, making sure you're getting the right information is a good starting point, because I think understanding the basics of where we are allows you to make good financial decisions moving forward.
Is that something they can go to at Birch Gold to find some of that information and get educated?
They absolutely can. So you can go to birchgold.com and you get a free information kit. It'll explain how to invest in precious metals, a lot of what's happening in the current economy. So very simple, birchgold.com.
Birchgold.com, you can find a lot of information and get yourself educated on finance, economics, macroeconomics, and how it affects your life. One of the things that focused on here is just the Federal Reserve, the lords of easy money, and the interest rate policy. Now we're coming out of zero interest rate policy and to a place after the coronavirus pandemic where there's massive amounts of debts. We're running $2 trillion deficits year over year, and it's just compounding more. We went from $33 trillion on the debt and within 100 days to 34. Given this kind of dynamic right now, what do you think Americans and people that are concerned about the finances of the country, what should they be looking at, and what should they do for themselves?
It's a great question. Look, what you've mentioned, they're the big economic issues we have. We have a government that doesn't understand spending, creates inflationary pressures, creates issues with our currency. Given that these are the problems, I think everyone should be looking at some precious metals. In climates like this, they work really well. Things like inflation, currency devaluation, as negative as they are, they're very positive drivers for safe haven commodities. So I think it's a case of understanding where the problems lie and just making preemptive steps to make sure that one's portfolio is insured. And that's what precious metals do in climates like this.
That's brilliant. Well, thank you so much for your time, Phillip. After seeing you so often and hearing your analysis on everything, and I'm a finance guy myself. I went to the Stern School of Business and took classes with Alan Swath-Morton. Yeah, so I mean, having finance, and I think that's something that I think it's the bedrock of our daily life. No, we need to be cognizant of what's going on in our personal finances, but how the government's policies affect our personal finances.
It's exactly right. Look, everything starts with government policy and it trickles down, and that's why I think this election is the most important election we've had in my lifetime, because we need to make a change, and if we don't do it soon, if we don't change the trajectory, it may be too late. So we need to make a change in 24. It's why I'm here, and it's why we need Trump.
Amen to that. Where can people find you? Can they contact you if they want to learn more about precious metals, maybe invest?
Of course. So, contacting Birch Gold Group, it'll get them access to information, but it'll also get them access to myself and a lot of people like me. So I encourage people to get the information. You can reach me on Getter at Phillip Patrick. I put out a lot of stuff on there as well.
We'll have to post this interview on Getter.
Perfect.
Awesome. Phillip, thanks so much for your time.
Thank you.